conclude their Old Trafford campaign in style. Manchester United host in for Nottingham Forest this lunchtime. The Red Devils' remarkable scoring sequence halted at the base of Sunderland last time out, whilst the Tricky Trees left it late to snatch a share of the spoils with Sunderland's bitter rivals Newcastle United. After finding the net in 23 consecutive Premier League contests, Manchester United failed to score in that goalless draw at Sunderland last weekend, when both Senny Lommans and Robin Roos performed admirably to keep clean sheets. Due to the Red Devils' rare blank in front of the net at Stadium of Light, playmaker Bruno Fernandes was unable to add to his 19 top-flight assists, with the Portuguese international just one contribution away from equalling the division's all-time record. Currently, in the midst of a 4-game unbeaten run, Michael Carrick's side are sitting third place in the Premier League table, already guaranteed a spot in the Champions League next season. As a result, complacency could creep into the performance of the host against Forest this lunchtime, where Man United have lost just one of their final home league games in the past 18 seasons, losing just twice in his 15 matches at the helm. Interim boss Carrick is leaving a strong impression now, and he is set to land a Old Trafford gig on a full-time basis. Courtesy of a 1-0 draw in Newcastle last Sunday afternoon, Nottingham Forest extended their unbeaten run to 8 Premier League matches, winning half of those. Their longest such run in a league campaign since the 1995-96 season. Further staking his claim for a spot alongside Declan Rice in England's World Cup midfield, Elliot Anderson produced a moment of magic to salvage a point at the City Ground against his former side last time out. Unbeaten domestically since the trip to Brighton in March, Vitor Pereira's side are mathematically safe from relegation, sitting 7 points above 18th place West Ham with 2 contests remaining. Apart from their semi-final Europa League trip to Aston Villa, Forest have been exceptional on the road in recent times, winning each of the past 3 Premier League away matches by an aggregate scoreline of 11-1. After winning 3-2 at the Theatre of Dreams last season, the Tricky Trees are seeking back-to-back triumphs at Old Trafford, who have failed to win any of the past 3 clashes between the clubs. Let's talk you through the lineup, starting Manchester United. So Dalot, Casemiro and Mbeumo coming to the side for Mazraoui, Mount and Xerxes. Casemiro back from the knock for his final game at Old Trafford, sure to be an emotional occasion for him today. And the full lineup for Manchester United is Senny Lommans, back for Diogo Dalot, Harry Maguire, Lissandro Martinez and Luke Shaw. Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo are the midfield base, with Bruno Fernandes sitting in front of them. We've got Ahmad on the right, Matheus Cunha on the left and Brian Mbeumo leading the line. As for Forest, Hutchinson, Gibbs-White and Wood are in the side for Cunha backward, and Aouanis is massive for Gibbs-White. He's back from that head injury now. And the Forest lineup in full is Matt Sells in goal, back for Nico Williams, Morato, Nikola Milenkovic and Luca Net. Nico Dominguez on the left, Amari Hutchinson on the right, got Elliot Anderson and Morgan Gibbs-White in the centre, with Chris Wood and Igor Jesus leading the line. Manchester United's bench is Altay Bayındır, Nusayr Mazraoui, Mason Mount, Joshua Xerxes, Tara Malacia, Patrick Dorgu, Lenny Yoro, Manuel Ugarte and Aiden Heaven. As for Forest, Ibrahim Sangare, Taiwo Awoniyi, John Victor, Ryan Yates, Jair Cunha, James McAtee, Stefan Ortega, Delane Backward and Zach Abbott. So Michael Carrick all set to land the Old Trafford gig on a full-time basis, and he thoroughly deserves it with the job he's done. Some people say it's fallen to the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer trap, but the seasons weren't awful under Solskjaer. Got Champions League on 2 occasions. Yes, it didn't end well for him. Of course, that game at Watford and the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool and that run into the sacking, but I think overall it was a decent time in charge of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So again, Michael Carrick's steadied the ship and some more at Old Trafford. But Vitor Pereira, he has been superb as well. He is set to get himself a new contract at Nottingham Forest, again taking them to the Europa League semi-finals and most importantly keeping them in the Premier League pretty comfortably in the end as well. And massive for Forest to have Gibbs-White back in that side. Him and Elliot Anderson looking to get the confidence high ahead of the World Cup. Obviously Anderson, I think, assuring for that squad. Morgan Gibbs-White should make it. Forest have been so dangerous on the road recently and scoring goals are fun. 3-1 at Chelsea, 5-0 at Sunderland, 3-0 at Tottenham. So And they're looking to continue. Again, scored a couple at Man City as well in a vital draw there. So, yeah, thoroughly enjoyed themselves on the road recently. What a way it would be for Forest to finish off this season away from home. Form is the 8th best in the division. And looking to finish even higher than that in the away table. And as in the league table, Forest could jump up to 13th with a victory. Again, really had themselves looking upwards. They actually mathematically could finish, Forest as close to the top half. They can't actually mathematically finish in the top half. Of course, Everton, Sunderland playing each other. But as Manchester United, they're looking to secure third mathematically. I mean, there's a 9-goal difference to Aston Villa, so you could say Manchester United are almost there anyway. Lovely tributes to Casemiro, flags around the ground. And he scored 9 Premier League goals this season. That's the best scoring season of his career. And he's aged like a fine wine, Casemiro. And those comments from Jamie Carragher must have touched a nerve a couple of years back. So you certainly come back with vengeance, and been an absolutely massive play. And again, form is temporary, but class is certainly permanent. Soaking it all in Casemiro. Some lovely flags around the ground. Manchester United fans certainly appreciating his contribution to the club, and the Forest players just going across the away fans, doing the huddle in front of them. Elliot Anderson's been heavily linked with the move to Manchester United, but it seems like it is the blue half of Manchester who are set to land Anderson's signature. And he'll be looking to put on an impressive performance this afternoon, ready to get underway shortly. And Manchester United looking to finish at Old Trafford on a high. Look to get at Forest very quickly. How Casemiro love to make it double figures in his final game at Old Trafford. Manchester United dressed very smartly as well in their home kit for next season. So it'd be Forest to get us underway here at Old Trafford, shooting from right to left. So Igor Jesus, the man to kick us off. Hopefully exciting contest is in store. Jesus rolls it back into the feet of Matt Sells. Sells long towards the right hand side. Sandro Martinez volleys away right-footed, headed down for Nico Williams, held up from Jesus on the right hand side, trying to keep his balance. And now Forest play it backwards. Morato's pass can reach Gibbs White, intercepted. And now Kobbie Mainoo, lovely little flick to Casemiro. Mainoo again, first time into the feet of Casemiro. Kobbie Mainoo already in the groove with this first touch, one touch passing already. Dalot inside to Casemiro, caressed it backwards outside the right boot. It is Martinez. Martinez now goes long towards the halfway line, and Brian Mbeumo couldn't get under control. And Williams back to Morato. It is Dominguez. Morato again. Now Milenkovic, a few rolls of the ball under his right boot. Now to Morato in the centre. Morato drives it forwards. Lucanet on the run, but it's been cleared away from Sene Lomans. Had to get the nick of time. It was a good run in behind for Lucanet. He put in a really good performance at Chelsea earlier this month. It's a throw back on halfway now to Elliot Anderson. Right footed to Milenkovic. Milenkovic pass for the centre circle. Chris Wood controls on half turn. Now lifts it over the top. Can't find Jesus. Martinez heads down to Maguire now. Mainoo first time to Casemiro. Left footed. Now Bruno Fernandes looking to get that 20th assist today. Fernandes now plays it forwards. Morato clears it off the backside of Cunha. Falls to Milenkovic. Square. Now it's dinked forwards from Williams. Flick on for Jesus. Wood can't get his touch right. Putting pressure on Maguire. Maguire has to slide towards the ball and clear it out of play. He wasn't taking any chances there at all, Harry Maguire. So a throw for Forest to take on the right hand side. Will Nico Williams go along with this one? Couple of minutes gone here at Old Trafford. So Williams take the long throw as Jesus, short option, uses Jesus. First line towards Williams. Cunha intercepts. Now short for Kobbie Mainoo. Little touch to Casemiro from Fernandes. Played across the back line to Dalot. Now Dalot, little step over under pressure from Gibbs White. That's where the face mask, lovely pass from Dalot across the face of Gibbs White and Wood. Now Casemiro in space, clips it towards left. Cunha controls with his right knee. Couple of yards shy of halfway. And Mbeumo square. That's returned to Cunha. Cunha drives over halfway. Matheus Cunha plays that down that left-hand side, and Mbeumo's on the chase. Milenkovic has the strength to hold off Brian Mbeumo. Now Milenkovic clears it off, and Burmo still in play. Milenkovic rolls it into the box. Now Morato goes direct, chested down for Wood inside his own half, but just guided back from short to Maguire. Maguire into the centre circle in this half. Maguire right footed. Casemiro now across the halfway line to Diogo Dalot. Back for Harry Maguire. 3 minutes gone at Old Trafford. No chances created in that very short amount of time played. Kobbie Mainoo brings it over halfway. Right footed pass, zip to Shaw. That was to Kobbie Mainoo under pressure from Jesus, but reserves the ball nicely. And Sandro Martinez gets square in the centre circle to Maguire. Back to Martinez. And now Martinez, a couple of touches with his left foot. Again to his partner at the back, Maguire. Maguire one touch to bring it over halfway. Still Harry Maguire. Now Fernandes facing away from goal. That's Kobbie Mainoo level with the centre circle. Now past it inside the centre circle to Martinez. Now Cunha inside left to Luke Shaw, level with the penalty area, looking for support. Has that with Cunha behind him again. Return to Shaw. Cunha making the move forwards, but intercepted from Gibbs-White. Passing Cunha. Hutchinson clears it towards Wood. Sandro Martinez does well against Chris Wood. Bit of mismatch in size there, but Sandro Martinez will battle against anyone. That's why he has been a successful centre-back in his career. World Cup winner, of course. So Bruno Fernandes just stops the ball midway inside his offer. Sandro Martinez just doing up his left shoelace at the moment. Bruno Fernandes taking his time playing the game at a testimonial pace at the moment. So here's Casemiro. And Martinez still doing up a shoelace. Now he's available for a pass, but Casemiro goes to Maguire instead. Casemiro wants it back in between the two centre-backs. Like Casemiro, first time, whipped towards Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes gets the touch. Control from Ahmad with his left knee. Now Dalot down the right edge of the box. Dalot clips it in. Almost felt in Burma, header from Milenkovic. Flick from Anderson. Ahmad pokes it to Fernandes, edge of the box. Again, he lifts it towards the back post. Dealt with by the head of Williams. Shaw controls the box. Shaw spot. Shot. Brilliant shot for Luke Shaw. Drilled left-footed. It's the bottom corner. And Manchester United get off to the perfect start in their final match of the season at the Theatre of Dreams. Brilliant take from Luke Shaw. Plugged it brilliantly from the sky in the penalty area. Drilled it low, left-footed. Absolutely no chance of Matt Sells down to his left-hand side. And Manchester United lead by a goal to nil in the opening 5 minutes. With the first chance of the match, and take about Luke Shaw, that was superb. It was a lovely touch well for Bruno Fernandes in the build-up when the long ball was played to him. Ahmad fed it to Dalot. Dalot's clip ball easily headed away from Milenkovic and helped further on from Anderson. Then Ahmad beat Gibbs-White to Fernandes, lifted it towards the back post. Again, Williams dealt it with his head. Then it fell to Luke Shaw in the box, controlled it left-footed. No one marking him tightly enough, but had time to bring it down superbly. And just drilled it really well. Perfect contact with his left boot right into the bottom corner. And that's a superb take from Luke Shaw. Drilled it through the legs of Niko Milenkovic. And Matt Sells is getting nowhere near that one. It is 1-0 to Manchester United. Here is Elliot Anderson, left-footed. Can Forrest respond quickly? Gibbs-White. Now backwards to Morato. Square for Milenkovic. Dominguez asking for the ball. Gets it. Now Dominguez backwards to Sells in the D. Sells taps it to Morato. Anderson wants it short. Morato plays it further forwards to Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White over halfway on the left. Gibbs-White looking to cut in. Ahmad makes the tackle, but Gibbs-White onto loose ball and guides it back to Anderson. Being chased down from Ahmad. Anderson has time. Just give it to Morato. Anderson again. Anderson right-footed, looks just over halfway for Wood, holds it up. Backwards in midfield to Dominguez on the real pressure from Brian Obermo. Dominguez stands firm and squares it to Milenkovic. Now Anderson by the centre circle. Anderson out, looks towards the forward line, can't quite find Chris Wood. And the inside left, Dalot now has time, though he's been approached from Gibbs-White. Dalot back in the box to Maguire, clears first time, being chased down for Jesus. Ahmad trying to ping nets, and now Anderson gets across, holds off Ahmad. And there was a pull as well from Ahmad on the back of Anderson's shirt. Good battle between the pair there. So free kick for Forest. Plenty of time though for Forest to respond. So coming up to the 8th minute, Luke Shaw with an early goal for Man United to put them in front against Nottingham Forest. And short free kick play from Forest, now brought over halfway. On the inside left from Morato, 35 yards and goal, strokes it forwards, but a bit too heavy for Gibbs White. And it's back with Senna Lomans. So Lomans now, very stylish black goalkeeping kit. And Maguire might be a possible option. And Lomans puts the ball down. So Lomans clips it now towards the left-hand side. Lovely touch there from Diogo Dalot, driving Manchester United down the inside. Dalot runs into trouble. Well won back from Nico Dominguez. Dominguez now short for Gibbs White. Gibbs White puts it through the legs of Dalot. First time from Anderson. Forest close to the centre circle. Now Anderson leisurely moves over halfway. His pass deflects off Casemiro. Now Dalot on the ball. Here's Kobbie Mainoo. Casemiro back now to his fellow South American Martinez. Casemiro on the half turn. Wood lurking. Now Maguire, plenty of time on the ball. 9 minutes played. Man United 1, Forest 0. Across the back to Martinez. Here's Shaw, Manchester United goal scorer. Shaw now to Brian Burma, and Burma dispossessed. Dominguez first time now. Forest driving towards the box. Williams. Still Williams gets standing challenge there from Harry Maguire, right footed. And now Kobbie Mainoo. Cunha calling for it. Mainoo strokes it right footed. Casemiro again has time and space in this half in central midfield. Fernandes in the centre circle, returns it back to Casemiro. Dalot, once more Casemiro, plays it through the gap of Gibbs White and Anderson. Now Burma inside right. Ahmad, 35 yards and goal, a bit further than that now. Pass back to Dalot in the centre circle with Mainoo. He drags it back with his right foot to Martinez. Maguire out towards Dalot, just about gets onto the ball. Heavy pass from Maguire. With Maguire again now. Martinez, 10 minutes on the clock. Manchester United leading by goal to 0 for Luke Shaw's 5th minute strike. Speaking of Shaw, is it about 5 yards ahead of him to Fernandes. Back now to Martinez. Kobbie Mainoo. And the sun's starting to shine a bit more on the Old Trafford turf this lunchtime. Martinez looking the ball over the top. Cunha is on his bike, but it'll roll back to Maxwell's. Good idea. Try and get Cunha in behind. Just couldn't quite find him. Here's Williams inside to Dominguez. Nico Dominguez. Then tap to Williams. Williams now backwards to Milenkovic. Across to Morato. Spots it now to net. Morato again being pressed from Burma. Plays it safe. That was into the feet of Sells. Forest still in their own area. Play the way out. Trouble now. Milenkovic to Williams. Williams just checked back onto his right foot. 2 yards behind him to Dominguez. Now Elliot Anderson. Again, no real forward pass on. Just squares it to Williams. And Milenkovic. A bit of time on the ball. Left footed. Now Morato over halfway. Morato now into the middle. Control from Jesus. But Jesus not really in the danger area now in the centre circle. Jesus and lays it off to Anderson. Anderson picks out Hutchison inside right. Hutchison still just in front of the centre circle. Now Dominguez forwards. It's inside left with Gibbs White. Gibbs White, who's narrowly over 35 yards from goal. That was in the centre circle to Milenkovic. Now wide right with Anderson. Goes ahead of him to Williams. Williams cutting in. Goes backwards now to Dominguez. Dominguez right footed. Anderson, Forest enjoying possession, but not really in a threatening position. In there about 3 yards ahead of halfway with Milenkovic across to Morato. Now Morato drags it onto his left foot. Morato inside left. And as Dominguez in close proximity, Dominguez is used. Forest is playing it centrally at the moment. Wood back for Milenkovic. Turns onto his right foot. So Anderson in the centre circle. Elliot Anderson. Again, Jesus now. Good option in the middle. Back to Dominguez. Forest patient in possession. And Dominguez towards Wood. Inside the D. Woods. Pass towards Jesus in a dangerous position. Too heavy. And it goes out for a goal kick. That was patient play for Nottingham Forest. Just couldn't do anything with it. A decisive moment, the open 12.5 minutes coming from Manchester United. Luke Shaw with his goal win. Forest had chances to clear it properly. They couldn't do so. Yeah, Shaw got the touch right with his left foot. And with that foot, just slammed it through the legs of Milenkovic. And that is the pivotal moment so far in this match. But again, still early stages. Coming on to the 13-minute chance for Hutchinson to get a cross in. And he couldn't find an option in the box. And there's Dalot. Now Casemiro. Manchester United just calmed things down after that scare. Casemiro back to Dalot. Maguire. Harry Maguire, I mean, Hutchinson just played that crossing behind everyone. Maguire looks from Burma, cleared away from Morato. 1-2 team Casemiro and Fernandes. Now Manchester United turn in the centre circle with Cunha. Cunha, wide left to Shaw. Shaw now, Cunha wants it back. Cunha turns in the box. Cunha. Now Fernandes, edge of the area, inside left. Casemiro, couple of yards behind the D. Again, squared to Fernandes. Fernandes looks towards the D now and Burmo controls. Cunha, Fernandes inside left. Fernandes now onto his right foot. Fernandes shot on target. Straight to Matt Sells. Open up nicely for Bruno Fernandes to take on. And straight at Sells in the end. And nicely worked though from Manchester United on the edge of the box. Fernandes found that shooting opportunity, but very easy for Sells to deal with. It is Morato. Burma coming across towards him. Gives White. There's a shy beam midway inside his half. Gives away to Casemiro first time. Fernandes gets a touch to Cunha. Cunha just beyond the D. Shot blocked from Williams. Now short. Cunha again. Fernandes. Kobe Mainu. Manchester United. Just by the D of Casemiro. Shot now blocked by Gibbs White. He's chasing the ball down. Dello infield to Mainu. Taps it to Casemiro. Backwards and gives it away to Chris Wood. Now Wood needs support. He's all on his own. Wood's over halfway. Has Hutchinson to his left. Wood turns down Jesus. Jesus hits Hutchinson. Amari Hutchinson, edge of the box, cuts in onto his left foot. Tidy feet from Hutchinson. Still Hutchinson dispossessing Casemiro. And that gets a nice round of applause from Manchester United fans. Loves putting out fires. Casemiro. Now Fernandes goes for the diagonal. Manchester United straight into the attacking third. Wide right with Brian and Burmo. And Burmo gets nets. Strokes it to Ahmad. Now Forest get men back. Here's Fernandes. 25 yards and goal. Looks toward the D first time when Casemiro headed away. Fernandes again. Still on the inside right. And close to the box. Turns away from Gibbs White. He's about 4 yards behind to Dalot. Square to Fernandes. Manchester United shy being 30 yards from goal. Square from Maguire to Martinez. Mainu in the centre circle. Now across the halfway line to Maguire. Just over a quarter now played at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1. Nottingham Forest 0. Dalot down the line for Ahmad. Ahmad now takes it around his man and Morato. Ahmad walks in the box. Ahmad cuts it back. Too heavy. That pass was low. And Shaw makes a tackle on the edge of the box. But he's actually given away a foul. Luke Shaw. Shaw just caught Jesus, who was tracking back to get onto that really poor Ahmad cross. Ahmad did all the hard work. Turned superbly away from Morato. And just blasted it when he did the cutback. And a waste from Ahmad in the end. And Jesus won a free kick. Shaw's challenge on the edge of the box. And Michael Carrick very smartly dressed. Navy blue shirt. And very old Manchester United crest on the black blazer he's got. So free kick for Forest to take shortly. And we also got the higher ups in the crowd, Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox, of course Jim Ratcliffe as well. Will be very impressed with the job Michael Carrick's done and likely to give him the job permanently. Manchester United have it back now midfield with Kobe Mainu. Cunha walks over halfway on the left-hand side. Matez Cunha taps it behind him to Shaw. Manchester United 4 yards over halfway. Fernandes back to Maguire by the centre circle, right-footed. Martinez lets it run across him. Martinez on the halfway line. Again, just a light pass to Shaw. Shaw looking down the line. Williams makes the tackle. I think it deflected off of Cunha last. So really good work there for Nico Williams. Throw for Forest. Williams to take it. And Manchester United scored first this season. They won 15, drawn 7 and lost none. Extremely impressive record in the Premier League. Bruno Fernandes unhappy about something. It's often number Elliot Anderson just across to see what was wrong. I don't know exactly what happened there. Fernandes back on his feet now. So Forest can take the throw through Nico Williams. Anderson trying to peel off the back of Fernandez. Throw taken. Wood wins the flick on. Shaw now, poor touch. Hutchinson trying to get in. Cleared from Maguire. And now is Wood. Wood helps out to the right hand side. Down the line to Williams. Williams level with the penalty. Cunha gets back brilliantly. Shrugged off Williams. Does it come off Cunha? Williams is last as it's gone out of play. It came off Nico Williams last. Great tracking back there from Mateus Cunha. It will be a goal kick to Man United. Again, Forest put themselves in a dangerous position there, but couldn't do anything with it. Vitor Pereira has won both his previous managerial meetings against Manchester United, both with Wolves last season. His first home game in charge of Wolves was against Manchester United on Boxing Day last season. Goal kick started off from Martinez. And Maguire. Go back to Lommans. Senna Lommans now crosses area to Martinez. Shaw. Shaw now pass deflects off Hutchinson. Forest win it high. Dominguez to Anderson. Now Anderson goes back in the centre circle to Milenkovic. Here's Anderson. Square to Nets. Forest just under 40 yards from goal. Anderson backwards here for Morato. Now Dominguez free in the centre circle. Square to Milenkovic. Milenkovic right footed. Roll to Hutchinson. Just over 90 minutes gone at Old Trafford. Man United 1. Forest 0. It is Milenkovic. And goes along the back to Morato. Gets away from Mbeumo. Morato's pass blocked there for Casemiro. Just pushing from midfield. Will be a throw for Forest, but it was good work there for Casemiro to step up and close down that pass. So throw taken for Net. Runs across Anderson, gets his toe end onto it before Fernandez could. Anderson in the centre circle. Elliot Anderson looking for options. Just has to square it in midfield. To Dominguez. Net's back to Dominguez. Dominguez now slightly over halfway. Goes to his left to Morato. Back on the halfway line with Dominguez. Forest inside left now by the centre circle and Net. Short from Anderson to Dominguez. Again wide left for Gibbs White. Gibbs White. Back now to Anderson. Jason with the centre circle. Pass on the centre for Hutchinson. Hutchinson plays down behind the wood but finds Gibbs White in the box. Good save there for Lommans. Should have been one apiece. Kobbie Mainoo now plays it forwards. Lovely foot there from Fernandez. And on Manchester United on the counter. Mateus Cunha through the centre. Cunha taking his time, rolls it through for Bryan Mbeumo. Takes it around, sells for 2-0 off the post. Off the post. Cunha, left side of the box, dink for Fernandez. Head away. On his fast, Casemiro hits it down to the ground and just wide. End-to-end stuff here at Old Trafford. Well, Gibbs White should have scored. And Manchester United should have made it 2. Gibbs White played it back to Anderson. Hutchinson was looking for Wood actually. And he found Gibbs White's lovely reverse pass. Gibbs White should have finished. Senna Lommans saved with his left knee. Then off went Manchester United on the counter-attack with Fernandez. Flipped it to Cunha. Cunha, space of drive through the middle. Played the perfect pass for Bryan Mbeumo. Mbeumo rounded cells. The angle was slightly tight, but I still would have backed Mbeumo to put that in. But he hit the post. And then crossing the box and Fernandez headed away from Dominguez. And Casemiro hit down to the ground and just wide. Manchester United in midfield now with Kobbie Mainoo. Fernandez on the stretch in the middle. Pass blocked for Morato. Mainoo square to Dalot, just behind the box. Dalot now to Ahmad. Skips inside. Dispossessed from Dominguez. Now Anderson. Anderson turns, has to go backwards on the left to Dominguez. Dominguez, that's a really nice infield pass to Gibbs White. Across the face of Cunha. Then Shaw steps forwards and plays a first time pass to Mbeumo. Fernandez inside left, Bruno Fernandez. Now into the box, still Fernandez. Again, he's been tightly marked there, Fernandez, Hutchinson and Williams all around him. Hutchinson makes the tackle. Williams by the corner flag, hits it off of Fernandez. And there will be a throw to Forest. Good tempo about this game in the last couple of minutes. That was a great chance from Mbeumo a moment ago. Rounded cells. And the goalkeeper exactly where he wanted him. Couldn't finish. As I said, slightly tight angle, but not really. Bryan Mbeumo, player of his quality. Empty net. He should be burying that, actually. So it is Forest by the corner flag. Anderson being pressed from Burmo, holds him off. And now Williams clips it, looking towards Chris Wood, sails over his head. Header from Maguire, well controlled right foot from Martinez. Now Cunha first time to Mainu, lovely little flick from Casemiro to Mainu. Mainu's pass slightly too heavy for Fernandez on the inside left. Now Williams to Jesus, holds off Mainu. Hutchinson, backwards to Anderson. Anderson on the far side. O'Brien and Burmo, no goals in his last 11 Premier League appearances when he had 9 this first 20 this season. Overall, we'd still say he has had a good first season, Manchester United. Gibbs White first time from the centre circle after Milenkovic fed it to him. Jesus now. Jesus puts the cross towards Wood. That is a vital header for Lisandro Martinez. I'll tell you what, then Chris Wood was onside, ready to bury that with his head. Igor Jesus inside right. It was under 25 yards from goal, whipped it in. Yeah, that was going right onto the head of Chris Wood. Really good awareness from Lisandro Martinez to head it away from danger. So corner to be taken on the right hand side by Forest. So short corner taken. Anderson and Hutchinson link up. Hutchinson facing up Cunha and Ahmad. Cuts it back for Anderson. Anderson lifts it in. This comes off the midriff for Jesus and just slammed away from Lisandro Martinez. Now it's back here with Nets in the centre circle with Anderson. Anderson moves over halfway. Plays 1-2 with Dominguez. Anderson out, rolls it down the right. Williams on the run. Shaw will get there. Shaw makes a slide and challenge. Cunha keeps them play deep in the Man United half. Cunha just scoops it towards Mainu. Nice touch from Kobbie Mainu, holding off Dominguez. Now Fernandez to Casemiro. Fernandez again turns, but dispossessed from Anderson. Anderson now looking for option. Anderson skips over the challenger Casemiro. Anderson, edge of the box, has to go out wide to Gibbs White. Anderson wants it again. Gibbs White goes the cross, blocked with the lifted right boot of Casemiro. Anderson now left wing. Can't really turn away from Dalot, has to go backwards to Nets. Now Dominguez, right foot on top of the ball. Forest inside left, Gibbs White. First time to Jesus, bang in the centre, 30 yards and goal. And now it's on the right with Williams. Nico Williams has to go in defence, but in the Man United after Milenkovic. Now Elliot Anderson, 20 minutes, just under 20 minutes of this first half to go. Man United 1, Forest 0. Gives White to Dominguez. Now Anderson inside left edge of the box. Anderson goes to the shot. It deflects off of Casemiro. Out for a corner kick. Just the last couple of minutes, Forest again gain a bit of territory. And very calm in possession. Again, Anderson and Gibbs White on the ball. So corner on the right-hand side, left-hand side for Nottingham Forest to take. And they draw level. 26 minutes played. And United 1, Forest 0. So again, looking for Anderson, we're looking for the likes of Chris Wood from this corner kick. So Anderson was possibly going to go short for Hutchinson. That was well read. So Anderson hesitates. Still waits to take the corner. Anderson out, delivers towards the back post. Vital flick there from Shaw. Just nicked in front of Chris Wood. And Jesus beaten to it from Burmo. And Burmo flicks out of play. And didn't really have anywhere to go, Brian and Burmo. Anderson, lovely corner in. That is a brilliant header there from Luke Shaw against Chris Wood. It's superbly to throw the Forest to take on the right-hand side. Again, in line with the penalty area. Hutchinson is a short option for Williams. He does go for Hutchinson, controls it, left-footed, holds it up well. Hutchinson backwards now to Dominguez. Forest still needs attack third. Dominguez swings the ball in, it's flicked from Milenkovic, cleared from Dalot. Now it goes back in the Forest half. Morato plays off to his right side. Is Forest on halfway with Anderson. Anderson square to Hutchinson. And he goes backwards to Milenkovic. Now it's Morato, left-sided centre-back. Left foot on top of the ball. Milenkovic. Here's Anderson. Dominguez calling for it in the centre circle. Dominguez then brings it over halfway. Square to Williams. Williams now roll the ball. Now links up with Hutchinson. Forest by the centre circle with Anderson. Anderson, long diagonal ball into the box. Nets on the stretch. Nets keeps it alive. Hooks it in the air. Header out the box from Mainu. Casemiro climbs, flicks it. Only as far as Dominguez. Flag goes up. Against Forest, there was foul on Casemiro. Just a nudge from Igor Jesus. Yeah, Mainu won the flick. Casemiro climbed and Jesus just nudged into Casemiro very slightly. Again, slights and nudges when you're climbing to win a header. Send you tumble down to the ground. And those ones could be dangerous. It's a really awkward fall, but Casemiro is more than fine. Free kick for Lomans to take inside the D. Here's Maguire. Sending Lomans again. Lomans left-footed. Oh, almost give away to Anderson. Now Mainu. Heavy touch, but Anderson did just catch. Kobe Mainu. So it is a free kick to Manchester United. Huge relief there for Senna Lomans. Played Mainu into trouble. Lomans pass and Mainu. Actually, it was a really tidy. I said heavy touch initially for Mainu, but I have to credit him. It was a really tidy flick. And Anderson just clipped his ankle. Did really well there, Kobe Mainu. Cunha, Hutchinson, and Williams around it. Brings it back to Shaw. And now Martinez. Square for Maguire. Harry Maguire. Turns on halfway back into his half. Now Martinez. Mainu available to his left. Mainu's pass to. Now Mainu. Just walking towards halfway. Mainu with a switcher play now. Can he find Dalot? Dalot chest it down for Mbomo. Level with the centre circle. Nice turn from Mbomo away from Anderson. Now it's wide on the right with Ahmad. Nets trying to make a tackle as well as Anderson. Goes backwards into midfield to Casemiro. Casemiro. Over 35 yards from goal. Maguire. Casemiro again. Is it cross Anderson? Given Gotin. Ahmad and Casemiro. Casemiro now flicks it infield. Dalot. He goes to flick himself behind into Ahmad. Dalot. Here's Mainu. Dalot on the ball again. Infield first time from Ahmad. That's with Maguire, who is in the Forest half. And Martinez just ahead of the centre circle. Martinez coming forward on the left. Lovely feet from Martinez. Dribbles in between Hutchinson and Jesus. Curling shot well over from Bruno Fernandes on the half-hour mark. Fernandes inside left. Opened up really nicely from lovely feet from Lisandro Martinez to get away from Mari Hutchinson. He just fed it to Bruno Fernandes, but he was leaning back too far. Fernandes curling that one well over. Goal kick from Matt Sells, drilled right-footed through the centre, but Maguire steps forwards. Powerful header. It's a flick behind it from Anderson, but tiny flick to Morato. Cross to Milenkovic. Now here's Nico Williams. 5-yard pass to Hutchinson. Turns. Wood, who's just behind halfway. Wood, first time square pass. Bit too much on it though for Amari Hutchinson. Throw from Shaw. Goes backwards to Martinez. Shaw square to Kobe Mainu. Mainu now moves over halfway. Side to Cunha. Anderson pinches it back for Forest. Still Elliot Anderson gets away from Casemiro really well. Now Nets in the central position. Now Wood peels on the inside right. It is Hutchinson. Now rolls it back for Williams. Williams towards the back post. Bounced off of Gibbs White's chest. Gibbs White holds on to it, trying to turn away from Dalot. Gibbs White finds to keep it on the byline. Gibbs White appealing for a free kick. He's rubbing his right thigh, Gibbs White. I think a free kick has been given. Crossing it, bounced off the face of Gibbs White and tried to back hit it through a leg to Dalot. Dalot stopped them from doing that, but then Gibbs White fought to keep it on the byline. There was a kick from Dalot and Gibbs White. The Forest skipper has won a free kick for the Tricky Trees on the left-hand side. Gibbs White, Anderson in conversation as to who will take this free kick. Gibbs White walks away from it, so it's all Elliot Anderson's. Just had a little chat, so I wonder there's a plan in store here rather than just whipping it and hoping for the best. This one is right by the edge of the penalty area, level with the 6-yard box. So Elliot Anderson goes the ball towards near post, headed over. Brilliant chance for Nico Dominguez. It should be one apiece at Old Trafford. Anderson, perfect delivery. Dominguez climbed at the near post, free header. You've got to be hitting the target there, Nico Dominguez. Longman's left rooted. Anderson, his hands behind his head. He knew that was a big opportunity. He knew he did his job. Nico Dominguez couldn't do his though. Martinez starts off the goal kick. Now Lawrence looking towards Burmo. Morata wins the header, bounces in the centre circle. Dominguez gets his head to it, loses out against Cunha in the 50-50. Cunha's pass cut out from Anderson. Anderson again bursting forwards. Anderson out, chops away for Cunha. Cunha makes a tackle though. Good work there. Now Cunha to Fernandez. Sliding cut out from Hutchinson. Forrest have it back in the middle. Gibbs White skips over Casemiro's challenge. Referee saying it was no foul for Casemiro. Maguire's over halfway. Good feet from Maguire. Here come Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes, heavy touch. Tackle from Morato. Bounces off of Fernandez. Now it's wide left for them. Burmo. Backing into Milenkovic. Low sense of gravity from Burmo. Does really well against Milenkovic. Now back on that far side to Shaw. Here is Fernandez. Square for Casemiro. In the central midfield. Maguire. Casemiro again. Casemiro, no forward option on. Maguire's used, 40 yards and goal. Now Dalot gives it away. First time from Dominguez. Wood in the centre circle. Hutchinson has the overlap run of Williams. Too much on that pass though from Hutchinson. And Williams annoyed with that one. But Anderson again just a moment ago. Driving Forrest up the pitch. Anderson, I think actually it wasn't a foul for Casemiro. Just seemed to slip there. Hilton moment, unless actually Dan's with a little foul from Casemiro. Anderson actually slipped when he went down, but did Casemiro still clip him when Anderson slipped? Anyway, no free kick was given. Forrest have it at the back here with Dominguez. Dominguez carrying out from defence. Still Dominguez. Now Hutchinson lets it run 4 yards ahead of halfway for Williams. Down that right hand side for Hutchinson. Sandro Martinez does really well there to stop Hutchinson, put it through his legs. Martinez holding Hutchinson off. Clears it left-footed. Bouncer ball falls in the favour and Burmo controls it with his midriff. And Burmo leisurely moves over halfway and he's supported Brian and Burmo. Now has that in Cunha. Manchester United back in their own half. Getting that level with the centre circle. Now Maguire. Mainu just stabbed it to Martinez. We are just under 10 minutes away from this first half being done. Manchester United lead by a goal to nil. Luke Shaw, very early stages of this match. Coming up to the 36th minute here. Casemiro goes back with his right foot to Lomans. Now Martinez. Mainu controls it on the stretch. Bobby Mainu shifts it onto his right foot. The deft flick to Martinez. Shaw. And behind him to Martinez. Martinez left footed. Now Casemiro turns. Looks towards Fernandez in the centre circle. Fernandez skips over Dominguez challenge. Fernandez now. Still in the centre circle. Fernandez forward pass. Cunha saying he was pulled over from Milenkovic. Not been given. Williams for the diagonal. Gibbs White controls it right footed. Dalot gets across. Poor touch from Dalot. Maguire's there to help him out. Maguire just nicked ahead of Gibbs White to clear it away right footed. For throwing. It was a real tame layoff from Dalot. Maguire in a sticky situation but got himself out of it. Throw for Nets, a dummy from Maguire. Nets making the run. Dalot gets to it on halfway. Now to Mainu in the box. Fernandez first time to copy Mainu. Oh, that's a brilliant serve from Mainu. Away from Anderson. Sure, then two will be together in the States in the summer now. Mainu forwards to Ahmad. Ahmad, edge of the box. Now Fernandez, right side of it. Fernandez cross. Blocked from Morato. Corner kick on the right-hand side for Manchester United. Fernandez probably a bit disappointed he couldn't put more on that cross. Morato well positioned to stretch with his left boot and clear it away for a corner kick, which Brian and Burmo would take from the right-hand side. Manchester United looking to double their advantage before the break. fastly approaching the 38th minute. So, and Burmo whips the corner towards the back post, punch away from Sell. Martinez on the volley, blocked. He's appealing for handball, nothing given. Anderson carries it out the box towards the corner flag. Elliot Anderson back into Lissandro Martinez. Well, Anderson, he carries it out of play. I don't think it took deflection off a red shirt. Anderson saying he was pushed from Martinez, nothing given though in his favour. Yeah, dangerous corner in which Sells dealt with, punching it away. Martinez took it well on the volley, and Anderson was the man to block it. He carried it out of the box as well, but nowhere to go. Anderson ended up taking it out of play. It will be a throw here for Manchester United, which goes backwards now to Martinez, albeit he's pushed hard up the pitch. Now Maguire in the centre circle. Maguire gets out his feet, and Burmo now facing the Forest goal inside right. 30 yards from the target. Ahmad looking to beat Nets. Nets has help with Dominguez. Ahmad squeezed in between the pair. Now Dominguez pinches it back. Gibbs White infield. First time to Dominguez. That's a good challenge there from Chloe Maynard. Well, I thought it was a good challenge, but the referee points to his right, insinuating a free kick. Yeah, I felt the greatest touch has been Dominguez. Well, Maynard won the ball, deflected back off Dominguez. So look at it again. For me, Maynard won the ball, and it wasn't really much of a follow through. So I'm surprised that one was given. To me, yeah, Michael Salisbury, yeah, that's a free kick. Thought Chloe Maynard won the ball there. Elliot Anderson, free kick short to Dominguez. Anderson now behind him to Morato. Square for Milenkovic. Morato again. And Anderson asking for it. Morato towards halfway. Nets has it. Elliot Anderson going to get hold up midfield. Dominguez. Now Milenkovic right footed, rolled up the yards over halfway to Williams. Williams back to Milenkovic. Williams moves in a bit of space in line with Milenkovic. Now Jesus virtually on the halfway line. Back to Williams. Milenkovic, heavy touch, but does manage to get away from Cunha. Milenkovic on halfway. Still Nikola Milenkovic taps it behind him to Anderson. Hutchinson, and a couple of yards ahead of halfway. Now Forest back in the half. Anderson, Dominguez and Roux. Dominguez rolls over halfway. First time pass from Gibbs White. Joins in on the right hand side. Here come Forest now. Down that side with Hutchinson. On his overlap is Williams. Williams cross block from Shaw. Corner kick for Forest on the right hand side. And Shaw well positioned to block that, but and Forest create issues from this corner kick. So it is Amari Hutchinson to whip it in on the right hand side here. So Hutchinson already, and he'll whip this one towards the back post, but well caught there from Sene Lomond. 4 minutes remaining in this first half. Two-handed throw from Lomond. And now here's Diogo Dalot. Dalot stops himself on halfway. Dominguez was closing him down. Casemiro now turning the centre circle in space for Cunha. Back square for Casemiro. Casemiro 25 yards and goal. Inside right, and now here's Fernandez in the box. Fernandez goes to a shot from a tight angle. Blocked from Milenkovic. There'll be a corner kick to Manchester United. On the right hand side, Fernandez takes it quickly to Mbermo. Fernandez again. Fernandez trying to wrong foot Dominguez. Dominguez now slipping and sliding. Just about stays on his feet. Dominguez blocked. Fernandez cross. Here's Bruno Fernandez again. Fernandez finds Dalot, bit of pocket space. Inside right, cross comes in. Ahmad's header wide. Good cross there from Dalot. Ahmad met it at the back post. Couldn't guide it on target. I'll tell you what, that was a really good delivery from Diogo Dalot. Ahmad climbed as well as he could. And heading's not his massive forte. Got in front of Williams, so Ahmad, his header spun off target. Matt Sells had that one covered. So Sells to Milenkovic across the box. Now to Morato. Morato direct. Wood heads to his right. Hutchinson trying to get onto it, but Shaw just got there in the nick of time. Manchester United lead by goal to nil, and also leading the stats as well. Shots 9-3. Man United's favour. 2-1 Man United's favour on target. And half those shots from Man United going into the back of net. Luke Shaw's 6-minute strike has the home side in front. Their final outing at Old Trafford this season. Final ever outing at Old Trafford for Casemiro. He's one away from double figures. Gibbs White outside the right. Finds Wood inside the box. Poor touch there for Chris Wood. He is furious with himself. But it is cleared for a corner kick from Martinez. What a ball from Gibbs White. Wood timed his run perfectly in behind. He just got that touch all wrong with his right foot. Chris Wood still get himself up to full speed after his injury. So corner kick. Nico Williams to take on the left. Minute and a half, a normal time this first half to go. Man United 1, Forest 0. Can Forest strike back before the break? So Senil Loman's making sure everyone is tightly marking the 6-yard box. Corner comes in towards the back post. Well, comes off the back of, I think, Wood's head. Wood took that off Igor Jesus' head, and it's a goal kick. I'll tell you what, if Wood hadn't got the touch there, then Jesus would have had a free header to test Lomans with. So he corner in towards the back post. I mean, look at it again. Yep, Chris Wood flicked it up in the air, and Jesus frustrated with his strike partner. And Maguire was saying he was pushed over in the box, but it didn't matter anyway because header from Wood just bounced off the top of his head and went out of touch. Just 30 seconds and all time this first half to go. And Man United just about deserve to be leading this, but in Forest have had their moments. Loman's goal kick. Header from Jesus. Mainu controls, holding off Hutchinson. Mainu tackle now from Jesus, but now Casemiro wins it back. And Bomo to Cunha in the centre circle. Good strength there for Cunha against Hutchinson. Rolls it square to Shaw. Luke Shaw, left-footed. Now Cunha, midway in the Forest half. First time pass, intercepted from Williams. Then Williams caught on his ankle for Cunha. We'll just get the 1 minute of first half stoppage time. Milenkovic to Morato, who's in the D. Half turn from Anderson, who's ahead of him to Dominguez. Now Dominguez. Right foot is still Nico Dominguez. Roll to the left to Nets. Nets now backwards to Dominguez. Dominguez right footed. Higgs gives White. Dominguez again. Forest. Under 40 yards and goal. Anderson now spreads it towards the far side. Forest in the attacking third, taking on the chest of Williams, trying to run onto his own chest forwards, but in the end it was good work from Luke Shaw to win the free kick. And that should be that for this first half. Man United will just take their time with this free kick. Just 10 seconds away from the minute of stoppage time being completed. So as soon as Senil Loman makes connection with this ball, half-time whistle will go. So Senil Loman's actually not in time for whistle to go. Half-time here at Old Trafford. Manchester United lead by goal to nil. Luke Shaw's finish in the 6th minute. Forest couldn't deal with the cross in. Shaw controlled and a brilliant low strike. Forest had a couple of moments in dangerous positions, but I think overall Manchester United are worthy their 1-goal lead at half-time at Old Trafford in their final home game of the season. Hello and welcome back to Old Trafford. Manchester United lead Nottingham Forest by a goal to nil. And not too much went on the first half. It was an early goal for Luke Shaw to put Manchester United in front. Forest had some moments. Gibbs White had a shot saved. The Man United went up the other end and couldn't convert a couple of chances on the counter-attack. But overall, Man United probably shaded that first half. But an interesting to see this one be a bit more of an exciting half. Manchester United to kick us off, final 45 minutes of the season at Old Trafford, and Bruno Fernandes gets his second half underway and sending it Lomans out towards the right hand side. It's a flick on one to Brian and Burmo on the chase, but well fended off there by Morato. It was a nice flick on there to Brian and Burmo, making that run and behind again. He had a quiet first half overall, and Burmo, Manchester United looking to end on a real high at Old Trafford. Again, they pretty much secured third place. Aston Villa could overtake them, but again, it would involve a 9-goal swing. So I think it's safe to say that Manchester United will be finishing third in the league. Sells starts off the short goal kick. Again, what record's been Man United at Old Trafford since 1984. 399 games, haven't lost a single game. We're leading at half-time. It's Wood. Ball play through to Chris Wood, but Lisandro Martinez gets there. And now here is Lomans to Martinez, just calm things down. Yeah, decent through ball to Chris Wood, just didn't get that touch right. Now Shaw down the inside left. Cunha running behind. Cunha across the base of goal, no takers. Ahmad keeps in place, stabs it to Burmo. He skied it. It should be 2-0 to Manchester United. What a chance for Brian and Burmo. It was an excellent ball from the Manchester United goal scorer in the first half. Luke Shaw fed it to Cunha. Cunha ball too far ahead of Burmo, but Ahmad kept it in play, cut it back from Burmo, and then Burmo completely messed up the strike, looking to end his goal drought in 9 games. Should have done better there. And it's a throw for Forest. They take the short goal kick and nets closed down quickly by Ahmad. But well, what a chance there for Brian and Burmo to get that second for Manchester United. Throw for nets, control from Morato. Morato left foot on top of the ball. Hope to nets, Morato again. Nice turn from Anderson. Anderson, was he clipped from behind from Ahmad? He was indeed. So free kick for Forest to take. Pretty deep inside the half. Anderson just moved a bit gingerly. Really feeling that clip there from Ahmad, but should be fine to carry on now. Dominguez back to Sells. It is a long ball from Milenkovic towards the halfway line. Wood heads it on. Jesus on the chase. Lisandro Martinez, brilliant defending, slid towards the ball and then just hit it off the right foot of Igor Jesus, who's down holding his lower back at the moment. Yeah, not a nice fall there for Jesus. But Martinez won the ball, hit it off Jesus, did catch him. It's a bit of a follow through, but Jesus now back on his feet. And here's a throw for Luke Shaw to take. 3 minutes into this second half, 1-0 to Manchester United. So Shaw just assessing his options. Shaw throws, cut out from Gibbs White in his face mask. Now Anderson backwards to Milenkovic, midway in his half. Niko Milenkovic strokes it back, right-footed to Sells. Matt Sells. Into the feet of Milenkovic. Good pressing here from Cunha. Back for Sells. Sells slices it. Looping up now. Poor touch from Shaw. Jesus knocks it forwards, but then Martinez fends off Hutchinson, who was anonymous really that first half. Murray Hutchinson. Short stroke. Kobe Mainu did a good job against Anderson to hold him off. Good battle between the two England midfielders. Dalot strokes it just over halfway for Ahmad. Ahmad back in his half. Good pressing there for nets. But Ahmad just plays it back now for Maguire. Short to Martinez. Clips it over the top of Wood and Gibbs White to Dalot. Dalot just plays it across the face of Gibbs White to Maguire. And now Mainu, Kobe Mainu. With strength against Dominguez. Still Mainu. Square to Dalot. Dalot just drifting in. Dalot being chased down for Dominguez. And now here's Lisandro Martinez. Martinez finds Shaw on halfway. Now Shaw into attack midfield with Bruno Fernandes now coming down left. Still Fernandes. Fernandes trying to get away from Williams. I think Fernandes saying that came off Williams last as it Trickled out play, Williams did get a touch onto it. And it will be a corner for Manchester United at the Stretford end. So Bruno Fernandes to take. Could this be the moment he gets assist number 20? We'll definitely be looking for the likes of Harry Maguire. Manchester United's second on set-piece goals this season. Just 2 behind, surprise, surprise, Arsenal. Aston Villa, Liverpool and Spurs all locked on 18. Now it's a corner kick from Fernandes. Easy head away for Jesus. Cunha gets to it. Cunha, 30 yards from goal. Inside left. Cunha clips it towards the back post. Maguire controls. Now Maguire blasts it. Takes deflection across the base of goal. And Dominguez stops it from going for a corner kick. Or did he? I think he did succeed in doing that. It will just be a throw for Manchester United to take on the left. Fernandes to Kobe Mainoo. Back to Fernandes. Fernandes, poor touch there with his right foot. Took it out of play. Now be a throw for Forest to take. When you clipped in that ball just a moment or so ago. Lovely touch from Maguire at the back post. Maguire went for the shot, deflected off of Morato's backside. Went wayward in the end now. Williams throws it backwards to Milenkovic, holding off Fernandes. Now Williams, flick there to Milenkovic. Milenkovic clears quickly, right-footed, up towards Wood. Wood wins the flick on, gets White beaten to it by Dalot. Dalot over halfway. And now here's Casemiro, inside right, 35 yards and goal. Floats it to the wide left. Now Cunha, edge of the box. Stops himself, facing up Hutchinson now. Fernandes, first time pass in the box. Williams will carry it out of the area. Now Williams, Wood helps on first time to the right wing. Jesus can't get to it before Martinez. It will be a throw for Forest. 4 or 5 yards over halfway. Again, Sandro Martinez defended well this first half. There was a ball about 4 or 5 minutes ago played to Wood where Martinez sniffed the danger. Now Jesus links up with Williams. Back in the centre circle with Morato. Now Anderson square to Dominguez. Hutchinson. Couple yards ahead of halfway. Hutchinson left footed. Anderson by the centre circle. Anderson now plays it inside the centre circle to Milenkovic. Tap to Anderson. Anderson clipped there for Casemiro. It will be a free kick for Forest. 3 or 4 yards behind the halfway line. Free kick taken from Milenkovic. And now Dominguez. Williams, will he go down the line? Williams finds Hutchinson in field. Hutchinson, who's just shy of 40 yards from goal. Anderson halfway. Forwards towards the right. Williams has it in the attacking third. Fend off Cunha. Williams is cross deflects off Cunha. And it will be a corner kick for Forest on the right-hand side. It was a nice ball forward from Anderson. And Williams did well to find that half yard of space to try and get across him, but took a deflection. Corner for Forest on this right-hand side, and Morato and Milenkovic certainly looking to make their presence known, but actually it's a short corner to Anderson. Anderson crosses, header in! It's one apiece! Morato! It was a perfect cross with the right boot of Elliot Anderson, and Morato got in behind his man. Powerful header, Senny Lomans left rooted to the spot, and Forest draw level on the 53rd minute. Game on here at Old Trafford. Forest looking to keep up their fine run of form on the road. That is brilliant from Forest. Short corner to Anderson. Anderson shrugged off Ahmad, and it was a peach of a right-footed cross. Morato, free header at the back post. Gone in front of his man and couldn't miss from inside the 6-yard box. Just simply had to meet that Anderson cross, get any sort of touch. And again, the cross is so powerful. Off the head of Morato. No chance of Lamans, and 1-0 here at Old Trafford. Elliot Anderson has proven exactly why Manchester United are desperate to sign him. Although VAR, having a look at this, I do wonder, it's going to be tight. Was Fernandes playing Morato onside or not? And to me it looked onside. There's no offside offence. And it is a goal to Nottingham Forest, all confirmed now. Morata with his first of the season as well. Great time to get it. Old Trafford to, again, put Forest back level in this match. Can they really end on a high away from home? They've been on a fantastic run of form. Ahmad holds the ball up. Now Mbeumo, first time for Casemiro. Can Manchester United get the noses back? The nose in front immediately again. Caught across towards Mbeumo. Mbeumo on the turn, shot blocked. Cunha strikes into the bottom corner. And Manchester United are back in front in a flash. Matheus Cunha. Forest weren't concentrating at all. They're unhappy about something. But Forest just didn't deal with the corner. And Manchester United do have their noses back in front immediately. Is it going to be ruled out or not? A bit confused now. At the moment, looks like it stands. Forest very unhappy about something. Dalot put the cross in. Missed control from Milenkovic. Did it go off the arm of Mbeumo? That's the question. Williams shot, blocked Mbeumo's shot. And then Cunha turned in, but did it come off the arm of Bryan Mbeumo? That is the question. Again, Vitor Pereira saying straight away that came off his arm. And will this be looked at by VAR? Again, for me, it was an interesting one. It came off his arm, but was his arm tucked in enough? Again, the Forest players are furious. Let's see. This goes to VAR. So it is going to be looked at. Well, I'm not sure there was a movement. It came off Mbeumo's midriff and then onto his right arm. Again, just question, did he move his arm enough? Was it? It's going to be a tight one, this. It could go either way. I'm really not certain the way this one will go. Will the referee be called? Will Michael Salisbury be called across the monitor? It looks like he is going to be called across, so it is going to be ruled out. With this strike in Mbeumo's arm, I suppose there was slight movement towards it. His arm was out wide enough for the referee to be called across the monitor. And this will be looked at. And very, very likely scenario of it being ruled out. Just Bryan Mbeumo's luck at the moment. Although it wasn't his goal anyway, it was Cunha's, but yeah, well, it did strike his arm. Again, it wasn't ridiculously outstretched his arm though, but I suppose you'd probably consider that enough for handball. People disagree. Actually, Dominguez was down the box of the ball when Williams blocked the shot from Mbeumo, clattered off the face of Dominguez. So he caught real sore one there. Dominguez on his feet though. He's actually just standing with Sandro Martinez on the monitor. So it's still being looked at by the referee. Again, will he maybe stand firm and keep this goal as it is? We'll wait and see. Again, for me, it's bounced off the arm of Bryan Mbeumo, and I think the referee is going to make the announcement. Yeah, he is. So it is going to be ruled out. Well, some may say it's harsh, but it did hit his arm. I suppose it was maybe just outstretched enough, but not by too much. And actually looks like, unbelievable, it has been given. Oh, the referee, it has been given. Well, I did think that was going to be a harsh one to rule out. Well, I thought it was going to be ruled out by the referee. Thought it was getting ready to make his announcement, but no. It is being kept as it is, and it is a goal for Matheus Cunha. Vitor Pereira absolutely furious. But again, it did go for Mbeumo's arm, but I'm not sure it was outstretched enough. But again, that one, it's one of those ones that could go either way, but it was carnage moment as well. Some Burmo shot clapped the face of Dominguez. It was a great finish from Mateus Cunha. So Manchester United had the lead back. It was a fair old check by the referee. And it's a lovely finish from Cunha. It did hit his arm though, so people will say, well, it hit his arm. It just maybe the question was, do you think his arm was outstretched enough? But he'll say, well, it's handball. So this one will definitely split opinion. And Manchester United lead by 2-1. Hour gone here. And Jesus runs into trouble, does win the throw though. Yeah, Vitor Pereira still showing his annoyance about that one being given. It's a throw to Manchester United. Williams tackled. And yeah, Forest absolutely incensed about that one. It was a handball though from Burmo, so yeah, handball is handball, that's what people say. Fernandez cushion header back for short, rifles it forwards. Headed now from Nets, but nodded away from Maguire. On the stretch and gives White to Hutchinson, flicks it now to the path of Williams. Cunha steps in, makes the challenge. It did come off Williams last, but big call by the referee. And it's now a throw for Manchester United to take. And now take it. It's been given away to Gets White. Can't forward, still Gets White. Just to make it tall, can't lift it over St. Lomond. Lomond saves. Brave goalkeeping for Lomond. And now quick throw towards Dalot. Dalot over halfway. Brings it back now to the feet of Fernandez. It is Dalot. Wide right, midway in the Forest half. Lays it back. Now mainly to Maguire. Half turn for Casemiro. And Burmo, first time for Casemiro. Oh, it's a wide left for Luke Shaw. Shaw rolls it back to Martinez. Oh, Maguire in the centre circle. Maguire right footed. It is Dalot. And held up here on the far side from Ahmad. A bit of a shove there from Morato, who did equalise the Forest, but Man United went up the other end and scored. But a lot of people will say that goal for Man United shouldn't have stood to hit the arm of Brian and Burmo. It doesn't matter if his arm wasn't ridiculously outstretched. It did hit it, so it's one that, well, could divide opinion, but it maybe it's because it's gone Manchester United's favour. Some people will be show extra annoyance about that, so thinking that again, decisions go more in the favour of the bigger clubs in the league, especially Manchester United. So Bruno Fernandes free kick in, header met from Jesus, and it will be a corner on the right hand side for Manchester United to take, as they're now looking to get 2-goal cushion. So Brian and Burmo to deliver from the right hand side, and Harry Maguire can be desperate to get his hand on this. Casemiro looking to get into double figures. So corner in from Brian and Burmo, diving header away, and he's fast Ahmad. Free kick given against Manchester United though for a push on Milenkovic. So it is free kick taken short now from Forest. It is Milenkovic. Williams turns. Lays it towards halfway. It was missed from Martinez, and now Maguire's pass through the centre circle. Nice control for Casemiro. First time from Fernandez. Brian and Burmo to make it 3-1 over. How has Brian and Burmo missed that? A second big chance. Missed in his second half by Brian and Burmo. He's got to be putting that one into the back of the net. And Bruno Fernandes, there was the chance as well for him to get assist number 20. Wasted opportunity by Brian and Burmo. Casemiro, great pass to pick up Bruno Fernandes on the inside left, 25 yards to goal. The touch, the first time touch was perfect for Bruno Fernandes. And then Burmo skied that one so poorly. It is Hutchinson. Gives away to Brian and Burmo. It is being given as a free kick to Nottingham Forest. Fernandes with a foul. So it was Milenkovic. Sees the short free kick. Across to Morato. Dominguez. Now's the feet of Nets. There's Dominguez. Good pressing there from Brian and Burmo on Sells. Sells squares it to Milenkovic. That's great pressing there from Manchester United, and the crowd certainly appreciate that, and they force Forest into giving Manchester United a throw. So Cunha will leave it for Shaw to take. 25 minutes left there in the Old Trafford sunshine. Manchester United 2, Nottingham Forest 1, but yeah, controversial moment. Manchester United going back and front. It did look handball against Brian and Burma. The more you look at it, actually, the more you can see he did clearly come off his arm. The goal was allowed to stand. The referee thought was tucked in enough. So it's a good tackle there from Harry Maguire. It is a throw now for Dominguez to take. But Dominguez took that throw a little bit too quickly for the referee's liking. In fact, it won't be Dominguez taking the throw now. Midway inside the Forest half. On the right will be Williams. It's laid off from Wood, cross halfway, couldn't find Jesus. Wood's had a really poor game today. Some poor touches, not really won his battle against Maguire. Yeah, looking at it again, Dallow's cross, and it did clearly come off the arm of Brian and Burmo. Again, there was movement. There was movement towards the ball this time. Now cross comes in, and it's a brilliant save from Matt Sells, preventing it going for 3-1. Again, it was a lovely link-up between Casemiro and Ahmad, and then Ahmad, sort of right side of the box, just struck it in, and Sells got down and saved it. So corner from the right-hand side for Manchester United to take. So they're in search of going 3-1 up. Martinez gets his head to it. Now Cunha wide left. Edge of the box. Cunha's pass blocked. Falls back to Cunha. Now Martinez left side of the penalty area. Still Martinez. Good tackle there from Wood. Wood now clears it down the right. And now Gibbs-White has the pace to get to it. More Gibbs-White. Can't flick it through the legs of Dallow. And Hutchinson loses the 50-50 against Martinez. And it is Bruno Fernandes now. Leisurely moving down the right-hand side. Ahmad and Fernandes combine. Now Mainu. Ahmad plays it short to Fernandes. Mainu, now Ahmad continues his run. Ahmad looks to cut inside. Tackle from his opposite number, Dominguez. Then Dominguez clears it to Nets. Now Gibbs-White has it. Gibbs-White dispossessed from Fernandes. And Ahmad plays it back to Maguire. A couple yards in front of halfway. 67.5 minutes gone at Old Trafford. Manchester United 2-1 up, but certainly controversial fashion. Burmo handle it in the build-up to Cunha's goal. Maguire. That's a lovely ball to find Bruno Fernandes. Now Bruno Fernandes just behind the box. Bruno Fernandes squares it. Cunha goes to the finish, blocked. He's just desperate for that 20th assist, Bruno Fernandes. Great pass between the lines from Maguire. Found Fernandes in acres of space. Cunha peeled off the back of Williams. Cunha's right-footed shot. Well blocked by Nico Williams. There's a corner for Bruno Fernandes. Take from the right-hand side. So Fernandes, will this be the moment he gets the 20th assist? Fernandes corner headed away from Morato. Square from Dallow, couldn't find him Burma. Now Dominguez on the stretch. Dominguez makes the challenge. It will be a throw for Manchester United on the left-hand side, the right-hand side for Bruno Fernandes to take. So Dylan Bakwa is one of the Forest subs gone on, along with Awani and Sangare. So let's see if they'll make a difference. Throw from short, and Ahmad tries to take it under control, but just going to trap it with his right foot. There's a goal kick to Forest. And we have just over 20 minutes to go here at Old Trafford. Manchester United leading Forest by 2-1. So Mari Hutchinson He's had a really quiet game today. Hasn't been able to beat his man a lot, and he's drifted into central positions, but he just hasn't got a flow going in this game at all. So Dylan Backward had a really good game at Chelsea. And got the assist for Awani. Chris Wood, again, another player's had a really, really poor game this lunchtime. Awani on in this place. Let's see if and he can cause some real issues. Iran Sangare to help Anderson in central midfield. He is on for Nico Dominguez. So let's see if this triple substitution can win the game in Forest's favour in the remaining 20 minutes. And Manchester United lead by 2-1. Matt Sells towards Awani, heading back from Maguire. Now Casemiro lifts it back to Senny Lomans. Lomans takes on his chest, now clears it right-footed. That's off Acuna. Bobby Mainu. Mainu again being chased down, and Mainu manages to win the throw. Hit it off of Nico Williams. So Luke Shaw will be taking this throw. And Shaw about 5 yards behind halfway, throws it now on the halfway line to Casemiro. Here's Shaw, taps it back to Martinez. Lovely whip pass there for Alessandro Martinez. And now Bruno Fernandes. Down the right hand side, edge of the box, Fernandes. Goes slow ball in, and Bomo can't control. Here's Williams. Square for Dylan Backward. That was passed, takes deflection, falls over Cunha, handball given against Manchester United. Quick free kick taken from Forest, but too quickly for the referee's liking. So it's a free kick, has to be started off again from Nikola Milenkovic. Vitor Pereira absolutely seething over the decision to give the goal for Cunha. After Bomo did handle the ball. So it's long from Milenkovic and a short free kick. Awani controls on his chest, but it's a slight shot from Awani on Harry Maguire. And it will be a free kick for Manchester United to take in the centre circle. 72 minutes on the clock here. And can Forest equalise for the second time today? Maguire takes the free kick. Control from Dalot. Dalot cuts it back for Casemiro. Now Kobbie Mainoo, 35 yards from goal. Mainoo to Martinez. Press it, left-footed. Wide left for Cunha. Cunha, a few step-overs, gets past Dylan Backward. Cuts it back, edge of the box to Casemiro. Taps it to Mainoo. Tidy feet for Kobbie Mainoo, then Sangare clears. Good sliding challenge there for Casemiro to win it off of Williams. Cunha, wide left on the byline. Cunha clips it in. And Bomo heads it down, blocked. Couldn't fall to Fernandes as Milenkovic just got there to clear. Awani let the ball bounce. Now header to Awani by Jesus. It's gone square here for Williams. Williams travels over halfway. Williams slows himself down. And now it is Sangare. Now edge of the box. Forest put the ball in for Backward, but Backward's ball the outside of his right boot. Straight into the arms of Senny Lomans in the end. And now can Man United get the ball upfield quickly? Casemiro just took too long on it, and it was dispossessed from Gibbs White. Is Anderson halfway. Down the centre circle with Gibbs White, Igor Jesus. Jesus driving into the box. Jesus goes to the shot, it's been blocked. Alessandro Martinez. It will be a corner kick on the right hand side for Forest. And space just open up a little bit there. It's not the shot, and it's a corner kick for Dylan Backward to put in. So can Forest cause some problems here? Backward's corner headed away to the near post, and Casemiro. Here's Ahmad. Ahmad now inside to Casemiro, left-footed, given away. So Forest back on the charge with Gibbs White. Gibbs White, 25 yards from goal. Now Taiwo Awoniyi plays it through for Gibbs White. Gibbs White, tight angle, well-timed challenge there from Martinez. Lomans to Martinez, appealing for the corner kick, for the goal kick, and I think they'll get it. Gibbs White, tight angle in the 6-yard box, and Alessandro Martinez blocked Gibbs White's shot, deflected back on Gibbs White. Right decision Award a goal kick there for the second time. Lissandro Martinez just needs to tie up his shoelace. So Brian Mbeumo will be desperate for that goal. And since his last Premier League goal, he's had 20 shots, only one on target, 882 minutes of football, 12 appearances, and short goal kick from Man United. Now Mainu to Casemiro, pokes it to Cunha, flicks it back to his fellow countryman. Cunha again. That's nice from Mainu. Casemiro, first time to Cunha in the centre circle. Ahmad asking for it. Cunha, edge of the box, quarter an hour left. Man United 2-1 up. Fernandes builds alone. Mbeumo puts it in, and that is the moment. Finally, he gets a Premier League goal again. Brian Mbeumo, and that is assist number 20 for Bruno Fernandes as well. It has finally come. Perfect combination. Fernandes breaking his dot to get that 20th assist, and Brian Mbeumo getting on the score sheet once again for Manchester United in the Premier League. And with a quarter hour left, huge step. Manchester United finishing on a high in the Premier League at Old Trafford. And then Mbeumo's first goal in the Premier League since Man United defeated Tottenham in February. Yeah, Fernandes drilled that low, right side the penalty area. It just needed that contact, and it came for Brian Mbeumo. So weight lifted off of both their shoulders. Forest just backed off. They've really struggled since that controversial second goal. And Fernandes, that was a brilliant delivery. It just needed that touch, and Mbeumo, nice alive to it. Prodded it. The toe end of his left boot. And Sells just helpless, watching that trickle into his bottom right-hand corner. And Manchester United have daylight to them, and Forest 3-1 to the home side. So Forest just playing it across the back now. If the restart, Sells goes long left-footed, taking on the chest of Dalot. Hits it forwards, cleared away for Morato. Did score an equaliser at Forest now. Taiwo Wanyi on the far side runs into trouble in Maguire. First time from Mainu. Now Casemiro flicks it to Mainu. Fernandes, couple yards behind halfway. Daisy cuts a pass to Cunha. Cunha looking for his second of the day. Cunha cuts in, great feet for Cunha, can make it 4-1. Good block there. Anderson now back into the feet of Williams. He clears. That's a good turn for Jesus. Jesus over halfway. Squares it to Dylan backward. Here's Awani. And now Awani square for Gibbs White. Now Sangare. Anderson just behind the penalty area. Anderson puts the cross in. Oh, brilliant finish. Passed in for Gibbs White. It is game on at Old Trafford again. And it's that magic combination of Elliot Anderson and Gibbs White. The two technical maestros of this Forest side. Anderson, his second assist of the day. That is a brilliant finish from Morgan Gibbs White. Just past that low Anderson cross, swept into the path of the Forest captain. And he just got the perfect contact. Opened up his body. Stroked it in step his left foot. It's the bottom corner. And that is Gibbs White's 14th Premier League goal of the season. So things just got interesting there at Old Trafford. There's also been 1,000 Premier League goals a season now. So Gibbs White has that honour to his name. Just puts his face mask back on after celebrating with Anderson. So Fernandes unhappy about something. So he's looking to now go above De Bruyne and Thierry Henry. Henry, 2002-2003 season. De Bruyne was 2019-20. His record-breaking assist season. So Mount, Dorgu and Xerxes all to come on for Manchester United. But huge relief for Brian Mbeumo walking off the field. Finally getting that Premier League goal again. Against Sky, a couple of big chances before that in the second half. So triple substitution now starts, and Cunha also making way. So the attackers will be Xerxes and Mount to come on. Dorgu. Dorgu's coming on as well. So Casemiro, he gets his moment. Again, a lovely round of applause, and all his teammates come across him. It's an emotional moment for Casemiro. The final time he'll be playing at Old Trafford. Couldn't get that 10th Premier League goal, but he's not an emotional figure at the moment, Casemiro. Great to see all his teammates coming over, giving the hugs and shaking hands. And yeah, fantastic moment for him. It's like his son's in the crowd as well. So what a play he's been, Casemiro, over the years, and it's been fantastic to have him in the Premier League. And he's still a Manchester United fan with a banner saying please stay, but decision now made, and it is probably for the best to leave on a high. You're absolutely loved, and rather just grow weaker and weaker, albeit he has aged like a fine wine though, Casemiro. So sure, if he did decide to stay, would add some. If he did decide to U-turn, stay, would add something. But decision's now made, and it's a brilliant farewell for him. So a perfect way for him to go out, leading the pitch with Manchester United in front of 3-2. So it's a long ball, but Lomans headed away from Morato, and down from Dallo. Now Ahmad, wide right, just under 10 minutes left. And Forest are right back in this one. Anderson now has it. Anderson to the feet of Jesus. Jesus over halfway. Jesus looking for a runner. Has that in Dylan backward. Can backward be found? Martinez across back for Lomans. Lomans clears. And he's fast Williams. Inside Sangare, lets him run across it. Now backwards to Anderson. Anderson 40 yards and goal. Backward, infield, backwards pass, trying to find a runner. Gibbs White. Gibbs White puts the thumbs up. Good idea there from backward. Casemiro still looking emotional. They're taking a seat now in the dugout, and it is Manchester United on the ball with Shaw, Mainu. And now Casemiro actually got a yellow card, by the way, for taking the longest route off the field. But again, obviously it's the rules to the referee, but harsh maybe than circumstances. Mainu now lifts it to Fernandes. Fernandes charging down the inside right. Fernandes goes a shot, takes deflection, couldn't quite fall for Xerxes. Now Anderson in space carries it out the box. Williams. Anderson a few yards behind him. Anderson on the ball again, combining with Sangare. Sangare, line breaking pass. Gibbs White in the centre circle. Now Gibbs White into the feet of Williams here. Now cuts it back for Gibbs White. Backward. A turn from Awonyi. Sangare square. Now backward, lets it run through his legs. Low crossing for Williams. Good stretching cut out there from Kobe Mainu. Xerxes holds up the ball. Now can Manchester United form and attack it. Play towards the right from Xerxes. Here's Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes drills it. Right footed, finds Dorgu in the box. Dorgu shot on target. Saved with the chest of Matt Sells. And the ball is rolling out for a corner. Anderson not giving it up. Chases Dorgu. Dorgu turns away from Anderson. Anderson makes the challenge. And a free kick. Is a free kick being given here? I think so. Brilliant pass drill from Fernandes. Dorgu got the first touch right. The strike though, straight to the chest of Matt Sells. Made himself big. So I think it isn't a free kick to Manchester United actually. The referee thought there was a minimal contact from Anderson. So it looks like it's been given. So James McAtee. It's also Jay Cunha, I think, to come on as well. So McAtee, of course, Manchester City, where he came from. He'd love to score at Old Trafford, so Nets and Jesus, the two to make way. So long ball from Sells. There's 6 minutes to go towards Awonyi. And a match from Maguire. Here's Ahmad. Ahmad just over halfway, trying to run at Williams. Ahmad now trying to get on the outside. Nico Williams, good sliding tackle there from Williams. And McAtee with his first touch. Morato to James McAtee, gets the ball stuck under his foot. McAtee fighting to win it back, to scoop it short to Williams. Now Anderson on the far side, tackle one from Fernandez. Fernandez appealing for it. Clearly came Bruno Fernandez. And he is passionate, likes to wave his arms about. Clearly came off him. I'm not entirely sure what he's moaning about there. So it is a throw for Forest to take on the far side. After Anderson won it, it's a throw now for Nico Williams to take, and 5 minutes remaining at Old Trafford. Man United 3, Forest 2. Heavy touch there from Sandro Martinez, but then Martinez gets a back off Awoniyi and just drills it into the Man United box to Seny Lomans. Lomans looking towards Xerxes, headed down the path of Sangare. It's gone over halfway to Gibbs White on the right side, links up with Dylan Bakwa. Now Sangare slips and gives it away to Mount. Mount strokes it to Xerxes. Xerxes now to his right to Ahmad. Now is Bruno Fernandez. Bruno Fernandez towards Xerxes, just slipped on his backside. And now here's Sangare. Finds Gibbs White. Gibbs White find those spaces between the lines. Gibbs White inside left, tries to find Taiwo Awoniyi, but in the end just took a deflection off Shaw to stop the momentum of the ball. Maguire squares it, and Dorgu couldn't get there on the far side, and it will be a throw for Forest to take with 4 minutes to go at normal time. As Cunha takes it to Anderson. Gibbs White to Anderson. Gibbs White again. Turns in the middle. Turns it backwards towards Anderson, but now Sangare has it 4 yards away from the centre circle. Gibbs White turns towards the Arden goal. Anderson. Anderson now square for Bakwa. Bakwa gets beyond Shaw. Dylan Bakwa. Bakwa tricky feet. In the right side, Shaw blocks. Backwards cross. It's a Forest on the front foot here, looking to get that equaliser. So Dylan Bakwa all ready now for a long throw. Bakwa's throw headed away from Manu, only as far as Sangare. Sangare short for Anderson, inside right, 25 yards from goal. Gibbs White now, right on the edge of the box. Goes wide to Bakwa. Bakwa delivers too high in the end for Milenkovic. And Awoniyi. So Lomans will take as much time as possible just to keep hold of this for a few seconds, then just rolls it to Martinez. Martinez left-footed, flick from Dorgu. Now Xerxes back to Dorgu. It's a poor pass there. And now Taiwo Awoniyi edge of the box. Awoniyi keeps hold of it. Awoniyi onto his right foot. Now out to Gibbs White. Bakwa wants it. Bakwa. Edge of the box. Dylan Bakwa. Bakwa trying to cut in. Now has Cunha on his outside. Cunha's ball. Gibbs White trying to get a shot off. Gibbs White shot blocked from Martinez. Headed down for Sangare. Anderson towards the back post. Headed out towards the one. He can't control it. Here's McAtee. Edge of the box. It's all Forest. On the stretches. Morato. McAtee inside to Anderson. Takes on the turn. Anderson caught possession. Then slips and now play forward to Fernandez. And Man United on the counter with Ahmad. Xerxes by him. Xerxes finishes off. Great tackle for Sangare. Now Xerxes gets to it on the left byline. And the shot whipped well over from Bruno Fernandez. End-to-end stuff at Old Trafford. It's been a brilliant game this. Won the second half anyway. Square from Ahmad towards Xerxes. That is an excellent challenge from Ibrahim Sangare to keep Forest alive. And Fernandez whipped the opportunity over and Man United had the ball in a really good position in the box again. Shortly after that Sangare tackle, Anderson to Cunha. Hits off the base of Dorgu. Last minute of normal time at Old Trafford. Man United 3-2 up. Is there one more twist in the tail? It's the final game of the season at Old Trafford. Anderson volleys it forwards. Just missed McAtee, but now breaks to Williamson. Bit of room over halfway. Williams cuts in from the left. Still Nico Williams. Nice feet. Williams just taps it to McAtee. McAtee, left-footed. Now, Jay Cunha. It's White trying to make movement in behind. It is Dylan Bakwa. Now Sangare. In the centre circle. Anderson, inside right, 35 yards from the target. Gibbs White spins. Links up with Bakwa. Nice little layoff from Bakwa to Gibbs White. Gibbs White, edge of the area. And works it to Williams. Dallow closing down the angle. Williams puts the cross in. Header in the air from Shaw. Headed away again from Man United through Dorgu. So now into stoppage time. Anderson threads it through. Now kept alive there from Milenkovic. Pushed up really high. He loses it though. And now 8 minutes of stoppage time at Old Trafford. Man United coming forward here with Fernandes. Fernandes into the box. Fernandes pass too far ahead of Ahmad. Got it all wrong, Bruno Fernandes. It's a brilliant run forwards, but yeah, just too much on that pass to Ahmad in the end. It just trickled out for a goal kick to Forest. A reminder, 8 minutes of stoppage time, 40 seconds into them. 3-2 to Man United. Long ball towards Milenkovic. Head away from Sandro Martinez. Now tackle from Milenkovic. Looks like Milenkovic actually playing striker at the moment. Here's Williams, wide left. Williams cuts in. Elliot Anderson controls on the stretch. Now Anderson to McAtee. Squares it for Taiwo Awoniyi. Awoniyi scuffs his shot wide. It was brilliantly worked from Forest there. Elliot Anderson inside left. Turn from McAtee, then Taiwo Awoniyi on the swivel. Right foot to shot wide. That was really good passing though from Forest. Again, it should have been finished off from Awoniyi. But Man United survived. Still have their lead, 3-2 lead intact. 8 minutes of stoppage time though. Just coming up to the second minute of them. So goal kick eventually taken from Senny Lomans towards the left. Licked in play from Shaw on the halfway line with Bobby Mainu. Hooks it on. Ahead from Jay Cunha. Fernandes leads it but had Sangare behind him. First time for back where he was fouled there. Yards behind halfway from Shaw. It's White furious with the referee about something. Well, the referee's got a yellow card in his hand. So will he be showing that to Shaw for the challenge? He will be. That's what Gibbs White's initially furious about. Thought Shaw was going to get away with the card there. They definitely clipped the left ankle of Dylan Bakwa. So 9th yellow card this season for Luke Shaw. So Elliot Anderson. Yards in front of the halfway line. Flips it towards the box. Head away from Maguire. Almost broke to Ahmad. So in the centre circle with Sangare. Square to Anderson. Anderson out. Looking set where Gibbs White. Good interception there from Dorgu. Now first time from Mount. Flick from Fernandes down the left. Xerxes. Good tackle one there from McAtee, though. It will be a throw for Manchester United. That will do for them. And Dorgu, midway in the Forest half, takes the throw. Fernandes. Dorgu, first time. Xerxes helps it towards Dorgu, but Dorgu's already clipped. So free kick to Manchester United, and I think there'll be yellow card for Elliot Anderson. He was the man who just fouled Dorgu. Anderson just coming in late there. Patrick Dorgu. Pretty easy card for Michael Salisbury to get. So 8 yellow cards for Anderson this season. Free kick wide left for Bruno Fernandes to take. So let's see if he can put this one on the money. Can he break the assist record? He's levelled it today. Fernandes, free kick comes in, headed away. Cushion header from Kobe Mainu. Strike wide from Mason Mount. He'll take deflection, it didn't. Mount edge of the box. It struck it quickly on the turn with his right boot. And Mason Mount hit that with a lot of power on the half turn, but couldn't find the bottom corner of the end, so we're just over Halfway into the 8 minutes of stoppage time, Man United have it back in midfield. Manu sets away Ahmad down the right, Ahmad into the box, Ahmad goes the cut back towards Dorgu, great interception from Williams, cleared up into the air from Anderson, headed out the box from Morato. He's made it. Now Mount turns wide right, lovely turn there from Mason Mount, inside to Dorgu. Dorgu now, slides it through for Joshua Zirkzee, can he wrap it up? Zirkzee can get a shot off, still Zirkzee, pokes it towards goal. Straight at Sells. Zirkzee just couldn't get that shot off. Long ball towards Taiwo Awoniyi. Awoniyi needs support. He's wide right at the moment. In the attacking third though. Touch it to Backward. Backward being chased down from Dorgu. Back heel to Gibbs White. And now McAtee, edge of the box. Dylan Backward. Backward, cross block from Martinez. Martinez gets to it first as well. After the block, and he clears it for a throw. On the left-hand side for Forest to take. 2.5 minutes of stoppage time left at Old Trafford for Forest to try and rescue a point. Forest haven't lost on the road since Brighton, the start of March. Backwards throw, cut out from Maiden. Hook now to Dorgu. Dorgu stands on top of the ball and dispossessed from McAtee. McAtee turns, edge of the box now. James McAtee pass. Good slide block there from Lisandro Martinez. Now Zirkzee turns, and now Man United are away. Well, it's a 2-on-3 at the moment. Bruno Fernandes, great feet to the D, now leads it for Diogo Dalot. Dalot off the post! And now Jer Cunha, his clearance takes deflection off of Bruno Fernandes. What a chance for Man United to wrap it up with Diogo Dalot. Left-footed off the post. Fernandes charged forwards, great tricky feet to keep it away from Cunha. And Dalot drove into the area, and his shot came off the left post of Matt Sells' goal. Now Forest in the attacking third. Cross from Milenkovic blocked. And now it's stroked into the feet of Dorgu. Man United getting closer. Dorgu over halfway. Still Dorgu, looking to get down the left. Sangare, good strength, just brushes Dorgu away. Sangare plays that cross play to Anderson. Backward, now to Anderson. Anderson over halfway. Short ball to his right, to McAtee. Couldn't find Anderson, but does find Gibbs White. And now with the last minute of stoppage time here at Old Trafford. Man United 3-2 up. Anderson looking for a ball down the line. Trying to find Gibbs White, but well read from Mainu. And now Dorgu turns. Dorgu down the right towards Ahmad, too far ahead of him. 40 seconds left for Forest to try and rescue a point. Self slips, he goes long. Looking for Awoniyi, flicked away from Maguire. Now Awoniyi trying to get off Mount. Mount does brilliant. Oh, that's terrific from Mount. To get in between Williams and Awoniyi. Down the right for Fernandes. The Man United wrap this up. Only 20 seconds left. Fernandes cuts it back for Zirkzee. Zirkzee on target, blocked. Zirkzee again. What a brilliant reaction from Matt Sells to prevent it from being 4-2. But the 8 minutes are almost up. So that should be that in terms of Man United getting 3 points. Could have been the cherry on top of the cake. Anderson blocked Zirkzee's first finish, then brilliant reactions for Sells to quickly get himself back off the turf, to get a strong right hand to turn it over the bar. We're over the 8 minutes here at Old Trafford now. Fernandes taking his time, coming across with this corner kick on the left. So over the 8 minutes, Manchester United's number 8, the beloved number 8, will be taking this corner from the right. Well, he'll be whipping it in. He wants that 21st assist. Fernandes corner, punched away from Sells. And we still continue here at Old Trafford. Anderson chasing it down. Anderson hits off at Ahmad. Well, we're almost a minute over the 8. Referee, is he going to put the whistle to his mouth? Forest go long, he does. And Manchester United finish their campaign at Old Trafford in style. It's another win for Michael Carrick. Third place mathematically wrapped up for Manchester United. In controversial fashion though, with their questions like where their second goal should have stood. Luke Shaw opened the scoring 5 minutes in. Morato met Anderson's cross from a short corner to level for Forest. Man United went up the other end. This is where the controversy came. Cross towards Brian Burmo. It did come off his hand. Shot was blocked. And then Cunha wrapped his foot around the ball to put it into the net. The referee was called across the monitor to look at it, but he decided to let the goal stand. It was then 3-1 to Man United. Brian Burmo getting his first Premier League goal since February. And it was a Bruno Fernandes cross. He's now level with Kevin De Bruyne and Thierry Henry on Premier League assist. He's gone up to 20 now, Bruno Fernandes. And Forest pull one back shortly after that through Morgan Gibbs-White. Anderson getting his second assist of the day. But Forest couldn't take the couple of chances that came their way to make it 3 apiece. Man United have had a couple of chances to wrap it up themselves. And Dalot hitting the post. He had a couple as well off the bench. They got over the line in the end. And what's been a brilliant second half of the season for Manchester United under Michael Carrick. Forest, well, a rare defeat for them on the road. But they are safe in the Premier League, and that's all that matters for them now. It's the full-time at Old Trafford. It's Manchester United 3,